everyone. This is Pamela with 3A's coming to you to give you some bona fide information as it relates to the second round of the stimulus checks. So some of you may have woken up this morning with a little after Christmas surprise in your bank account. The second round will be up to $600. There's some parameters around the adults in the household as well as the children. I will show you a video. It's about 3 minutes long that has some more details, but I wanted to just chat with you before I showed you the video to talk to you about this stimulus in a broader context. Now, we don't know if there will be yet a third. There is talk about there being a third stimulus coming at some point after the inauguration and all of that. But wanted you to just pause for a moment. If you are fortunate to receive the stimulus check, I need you to really kind of think strategically about this influx of cash. Now, it might be, oh, wow, it's after Christmas, all the after Christmas sales, this, that, and the other, doing New Year's and all of that. So you might be kind of enticed or have the thought about using the money in that way. But I want you really to just pause and think strategically about this money. We don't know if there'll be another. You don't know how long the pandemic impacts are going to last. We don't know if you are currently working, how long that'll happen, if you will be forced to quarantine, perhaps, not necessarily you getting sick, but maybe somebody else in the office or what have you. All of those things which could impact your income. And so I need you to be really strategic about this money. If at all possible, put all of it aside for the rainy day that is subject to come. If not all of it, as much as possible, putting that aside. Now, you can go to the irs.gov website. They said that they're going to update their Get My Payment information, so you can find out information there with regards to if you'll be receiving a stimulus check, and if so, how much. Those who file their taxes electronically will be getting theirs. Again, some of them might have already gotten them even as early as this morning, but those deposits will be made. Others will receive checks or either an EIP card, which is the Economic Impact Prepaid Card. The prepaid card versus a check, there is no difference with regards to impacting the amount that you'll receive. It's just simply another avenue, another means to get the funds to those who did not file electronically or that the IRS does not have your banking information on file. So if you're wondering about your adjusted gross income, which is the indicator of how much, if you will get the full 600 or a portion thereof, if you file taxes in 2019, those are the taxes that you filed actually in 2020, but it was for your tax year 2019. You can go to, on the 1040 form, go to line 8B as in boy. If you didn't file in 2019, but you did file in 2018, then that would be line 7 on your 1040 tax return. So again, you know, I really just wanted to come on pre-showing you the video to say pause and really think strategically about the income that you may be receiving to make sure that it's available when you actually may need it in the future. So without further ado, I want to share this video. Again, it's about 3 minutes long with information.
The second round of stimulus checks for Americans struggling through the pandemic. Here's what you need to know. Lawmakers in Washington spent their last days before the holiday break hashing out a plan for COVID relief. The debate went down to the wire, leaving many worried that a deal wouldn't be done by the end of 2020. But Congress finally voted on a $900 billion relief package, and with it, a new round of stimulus checks that could bring you up to $600. But while any money in the pockets of Americans is good news, that $600 per adult figure is half the $1,200 maximum we saw in March's economic stimulus package. Here's what you need to know. As a rule of thumb, you qualify for a payment if you're a US resident and you filed a tax return in 2018 or 2019. And the amount you get on your stimulus check will depend on a whole range of qualifications, including the earnings you reported to the IRS. You qualify for the full $600 payment if you're a single US resident with an adjusted gross income of less than $75,000. If you filed as a head of household, you qualify for the full payment if you earned under $112,500, and those filing jointly without children qualify if they earned less than $150,000. If your adjusted gross income surpasses those amounts, you may be entitled to a partial stimulus check up to a certain amount. Families will also get an extra $600 for each child aged 16 and under in their household. There had been speculation that this stimulus package would expand the definition to include any dependent claimed on your tax return, no matter what their age, including college students and older relatives. But Congress has stuck with an age limit, meaning only qualifying child dependents are eligible for the extra $600. Retirees, those who receive Social Security and disability benefits, and people who aren't required to file tax returns would likely also qualify for a payment. There are a lot of rules around the second stimulus check, but you can go to CNET Stimulus Check Calculator to get a more specific estimate for your particular situation. For Americans in desperate need of this relief, the good news is that stimulus could start flowing relatively quickly. You can expect this second stimulus check to arrive the same way the first batch was delivered, in one of three ways. If the IRS has your direct deposit banking information from when you filed your tax return, it could be delivered direct to your bank account. Speaking to CNBC before the bill was passed, Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin said Americans who qualify for these direct deposits from the IRS could see money within a week. Otherwise, it could also come as a paper check in the mail, in which case the IRS will use your last known address. Or it could be mailed as a type of prepaid debit card called an Economic Impact Payment Card, or EIP card, where it can be spent like cash or transferred to your bank. But it's worth noting that it could take a while to get your money through a paper check in the mail or an EIP card. For all the details on who qualifies for the stimulus check and how much you can expect to receive, check out our full coverage on cnet.com.
So as you can see, the process of the checks. I also wanted to make sure that I noted for you that January the 15th is a cutoff. January 15, 2021 is a cutoff. If you've not received your funds by that time, then you will need to claim the amount of the stimulus against your taxes that you file in 2021, i.e. your 2020 taxes. And you're filing it as a recovery rebate credit that you did not receive your stimulus check, so you're going to file your recovery rebate credit when you file your taxes. So make sure that you make mention of that to your tax preparer, or if you're the person filing your taxes. Again, the stimulus is a good thing as relates to the economy, as relates to some of the families that are struggling. As you'll also note that that 17-year-old to the early 20s, there's a gap. There's a gap which some folks are going to fall through, meaning that the parents won't get the $600 for the child. The child is not old enough to qualify for the stimulus on their own. So that is the situation for some of the families, unfortunately, as it relates to the definition of a dependent that they use with regards to the calculation as to who actually qualifies for the stimulus checks. So I will, when I post this on social media, I will also include some websites that are of importance, but one specifically is irs.gov. That should be your source for accurate information directly from the government as relates to the stimulus checks. So until next time, this is Pamela McCoy with Bonafide Credit Consultants, LLC. Stay safe.